Panasonic.
Llévame al mundo digital.
El mundo digital, ok.
Digital world. Panasonic.
I would say for like YouTubers, like they gotta hide their personalities and their images. They gotta become like that. And shit.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's especially for like the fucking like Japanese ones and everything. It's the whole like idol culture type of shit, where like they have to like never state like they're in a relationship with someone. There's a lot of like really like weird fucked up with that.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, why can't you be in a relationship with somebody if you're like a VTuber?
Well, I mean, it's carried from like the idol industry. It's that image of like purity, in Asia, especially Japan, where like, you know, it destroys a lot of like the mystique and like an appeal of like this young like perfect woman if she's actually with someone.
Mm-hmm. But that's a little unhealthy though, because like that's how you get those.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's how you get
no
those
shit.
attached fans. Like, you ever seen the movie Perfect Blue?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's how you get.
No,
people
absolutely. But that also makes money, like a lot of it.
Yeah, that is true.
It's yeah, it's why it's that big. I mean, idol shit is like fucking gigantic, and like VTubers are just like a sort of evolution of that.
They were what you call it? Oh, is it?
Oh, my voice?
Is it my voice or is it their voice? I can turn them up. Thank you for There we go. Oh, that might be what it's about. So I had this like giant like top filter on the entire mic itself. It's like it's like leaning and shit. Heavy as hell.
As long as it works, I guess. I have just a fucking like cheap ass like Blue Yeti microphone. Hope it doesn't sound terrible. I mean, I never hear myself.
No, you sound fine. I gotta keep like switching mics. Oh, I'm still I gotta keep switching mics like every other day. I got like 3 different ones from 3 different shits. There you go. Like the main one I used, I accidentally broke it because I was getting up and my headphones like got entangled from it, and it just like fucking fell.
Oh, that's rough. And that's and just fucking died there. I'm pretty sure.
You have Audacity?
Me?
Oh no, I was reading the chat. I do have Audacity, but I don't have it open right now. How do I sound now? No, I don't just be beating on my mics. I need to be taking better care of that shit though. Alright, there we go. Oh, you want me to open Audacity and turn up the volume? Wait, let me see. Let me check into the stream and see how I sound before I open up Audacity.
Sure.
Alright, let me see.
Mankind knew that they cannot change society. So instead of reflecting on themselves, they blamed the beasts. But they found beauty in the lives of beasts and couldn't lie to themselves about it.
Alright, that should be better. What are you drawing now?
Oh, I'm just fucking like throwing shapes around.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do this.
Like to fucking like get the habit of things. I'll probably just fucking like whip out that fucking, like just pull out the fucking whip I was doing in the middle of things if I fucking like really come to nothing.
Let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna start drawing some bullshit too. But
You good?
what do I draw? What bullshit do I draw? Give me
Yeah, it's
give me a funny little guy. Give me a little guy. I can
Or-
draw.
have you ever played this guy?
Yeah, I played this guy.
Oh, awesome. You know about Maru?
Damn it, no, I don't know who that is.
It's the glasses guy, the protagonist of the third game. It's
the
this little
one
guy.
that I've played is
Yeah.
5.
Oh, that's a nice pick. That's the one I'm playing right now.
Is that what I played? Let's see. Cause they make so many of these games, it's hard to like keep track of them.
There's 7 of them in total, plus like some fucking spin-off ones there.
Oh no, you're good. PK draws. I am terrible when it comes to the audio stuff. So, thank you for pointing that out. Oh yeah, okay. This guy. Let me see the guy you're talking about.
I'll send you an image. Yeah,
Oh,
I
that
like
dude.
him a lot.
Oh yeah, no, he looks cool.
Yeah, he's very neat.
He looks like what's his name from Guilty Gear? Kind of has that same color scheme. As
I get Batman.
no,
Queen?
is it Ragna, like the main character? He got like the white hair, the red jacket, like the black underneath.
That's fucking BlazBlue. That's not Guilty Gear.
Oh, I'm stupid.
I can't remember the Blood Edge. That's
Yeah.
that's BlazBlue.
I'm gonna draw him as Ragna then. Wait, how the hell does Ragna look like?
Fucking Ragnar the Blood Edge. Wonderful name.
He's
Oh.
such a fucking edgelord. I love him though. I love him more than Soul Bad Guy.
Oh, Soul. Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
Soul
I
is
like
also
just-
epic.
Well, I just like the fact that his design is a bit more subdued, but I understand well, like Ragnar being like so over the top is really appealing as well.
Yeah, I know people like they hate the boy Ragna, but he's fucking cool.
He's neat. I just don't fucking like fucking BlazBlue. It's
Damn.
rough to play. I mean, I'm already not into fucking Guilty Gear to begin with, but BlazBlue is just like genuine like eldritch fucking shit for me.
No,
I already don't play a fuck ton of like fighting games, and I'm already not that crazy at them. But like anything that's not like neutral and like fundamentally based is like way over my fucking head.
you mean on some like Street Fighter or something?
Well, yeah, I just like my footsies. That's why I like stuff like fucking like Tekken and KOF a lot. because it's more so about like your positioning and like punishing at the moment than like doing like absolutely gigantic like magic series strings and that type of shit.
Have you played Tekken 8?
Yeah, I have. That's the first one I played actually.
I've been playing it recently. I am sucking so much ass at that game.
Yeah, I've taken a bit of a break from it. Fucking fighting games get me in a bad mood.
See. Oh, you know what? I didn't even introduce you in this episode yet. Fellers in the chat. Oh, what's up, Zombris? Thank you for coming through once more, my boy. But,
I need to fucking steal
this is the boy, the myth, the legend. This is Maru. Maru, would you like to
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. I'm
people
surprised we didn't get predictions yet. Yeah. I mean, you've said it. I'm Maru. I go by like Tintin Marmor on Twitter. Fucking terrible name. That's why I fucking changed it. But yeah. I mean, I draw stuff. I try to make money from it sometimes, but I just forget to open my commissions every time. And like maybe every fucking 10 days I get a drawing done. That's mostly what I do. That's about it really. And there's nothing like very special like like about me like specifically as an artist. I mean my style is like something to itself, but yeah, I'm not fucking good at this.
Wait, no. There is something special you created. You're not gonna talk about that show you made? We were just talking about it yesterday. Oh wait.
Sure.
Are you not allowed to talk about that yet since you're under NDA?
Very funny. I can't tell if you're fucking with me or not sometimes, man. I'm fucking awful at humor.
No, I'm sorry.
Nah, you get it.
And he's like, wait, what show? What the? He's like checking your emails. Did I make a fucking show?
No, yeah.
How do you draw this fucker's hair?
Let me just. There we go.
Mario, you should make a show one day though. You have an art style.
I mean, I did study animation for a little bit before I dipped out school, but I didn't like take it back. Like I pretty much haven't animated anything in like over 2 years and a half.
Oh, what did you use?
Well, I kinda had to fucking draw on, like, animate on Toon Boom. It's the only thing we're allowed to use.
Oh, yeah, I've always heard... I guess Toon Boom is, like... What did I say? Industry standard? Or just, like, standard for, like, schooling and shit?
Well, yeah. It's the fucking thing used by, the big Western studios and everything, from what I've heard. The brushes felt like shit, frankly. It was really bad.
What do you, I guess you prefer, Clip Studio, because Clip is just really good. That's the main one.
I haven't animated on Clip. I mean, as a drawing software, yeah, I'd fucking draw on Clip than, like, anything else ever.
Yeah.
But, I've never, like, animated on anything than Toon Boom, because I was way too busy, well, just getting my fucking assignments done to really, like, do a lot of, like, personal projects.
Mm-hmm.
So all of that kind of got nipped in the butt, and I've kind of just been focusing on drawing. And that hasn't come up like that much since. Kind of want to try it again at some point, but.
Oh no, you definitely should. Like
yeah,
your style would definitely
lot.
translate really well back into.
That's really nice. Well, yeah, I can detail for shit, so at least it's kind of like easier to translate movement for that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, I think you would have a better time, because, like, what is it? You already have, like, a very, like, dynamic sense for, like, your drawings and, like, characters and stuff, so, like, I can see you being very, like, keyframe heavy, more or less.
Well, yeah, that was, like, that kind of was almost an issue unto itself, really. I focused on the keyframes pretty much constantly back when I was studying animation.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of just hindered things a lot because I just spent like just way too much time on my shit. That's kind of the problem. I mean, in general with me artistically, I'm very fucking slow going. It's hard for me to like just get the ball rolling and like make a ton of stuff. That's why my upload is inconsistent as well.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I mean,
Which was because I like to show I care and I like to like make stuff and everything, but it's a bit discouraging sometimes when it takes way too long.
but when you do upload, that should be looking good though.
That's
So
really
it's
nice.
so it's worth it. It's worth it.
Well, yeah. People seem to like enjoy what they do and everything, which it's a bit of a new concept to me, frankly, because when I was in art school, I wasn't exactly fucking like a fucking celebrity there. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, you was telling me how rough it is or was there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a fucking. It also has to do with fucking like French standards there and that type of shit, but it was rough.
Like, I know there's a lot of different environments for like whichever art schools you go to, but it's always like a common like theme with a lot of like people I talk to here or just like friends in general. There's like, yeah, art school is just shit, man.
Yeah. Well, it sounds very mean, and I'm probably gonna sound mean in general because like I can't help myself, especially when I talk casually. It was kind of like I had a lot of expectations, like fresh out of high school, which already sucked. I was like, I'm gonna meet a lot of like really like skilled people and everything. I'm gonna like make friends. I'm gonna like be out of like my comfort zone. I'm gonna learn a bunch of shit. At the end of the day, well, first off, most people like had really like underwhelming abilities, and not like me judging them and they weren't like doing good enough. Like we're talking people who've like barely fucking ever drawn in their life. So it was really hard to fucking like relate to them like on an artistic level at all. Because I mean they genuinely barely fucking drew. Like they wouldn't draw in their free time. They wouldn't be interested in like doing anything but like what was assignment related. They wouldn't really like, share the type of like topics or struggles that share with pretty much any artist I talk to usually. So that already was alienating enough. But like, the way I was like pretty like focused on like what I like to draw and the fact like I used to like draw a lot, like in like between classes in my free time and everything, kinda just immediately like put a wood target on my back. Like people just instantly like saw me as like a sort of like pretentious tryhard or something like that. Even people who like never talked to me before. So it just like was a shit environment, and I just got straight up bullied until I left. So it sucked.
That's so weird though. It's like, what did they expect you to do? It was in art school.
Well, it's hard to say. A lot of them, it's a weird fucking thing. I still don't know like how to feel about it. A lot of like really bad things happened in general, but yeah, it was kind of like really de-emphasized to like draw a lot in art school. It mostly was like do what you're supposed to do, get the grind done, fucking draw in the style and like do the thing you're like assigned to do, and then like like don't focus on it or everything. Like during like during like vacations and breaks and everything, they just told us like we could finally take a break from drawing and everything, and like I mean, I'm just gonna draw more.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of that. A lot of people also like saw the fact that like, well, it's not like I had incredible experience beforehand artistically, but I've drawn all my life before, so I obviously had a small leg up to some people, and they instantly saw that as a sort of like a threat, because like it was a very competitive environment. On top of that, they had that thing where we had 3 classes or 4 classes. And next year we'd only have 3, so an entire like class worth of people would get the boot. So it instantly gave people the impression they needed to like rise on top of like one another, which was like horribly toxic. And you ended up with a lot of shit. Like some people who fucking, there was a whole thing where so someone I knew like got like one of their assignment fucking like stolen from them, and they retrieved it like entirely fucking destroyed and everything.
Oh shit.
A lot of people try to fucking sabotage each other and everything. It's nuts. It sounds fake the way I fucking describe it, and I still like struggle to like come to grips with it. It was really ass.
No, like I've heard
And I just,
like similar shit
yeah.
like that too. So no,
Yeah.
it's just weird that it's like, God, what is wrong with those people?
Yeah, after that, I transitioned to like another school because I guess I didn't fucking like get my lesson the first time. And like it really wasn't as bad. It's not like I faced any bullying or like anyone was really mean to me, but I couldn't connect to fucking anyone. I just felt so like out of my fucking depth, and it's hard to even like explain why, even now. But like no one really shared any of my interests or like what I found cool, like aesthetically or anything. So I felt so like trapped. And on top of that, I didn't feel like I was learning much of anything. Like everything I was learning was just like what I taught myself or trained myself to do, because we just like do very like repetitive sketches with a million of fucking like tools and brushes I'm absolutely never gonna use casually anyways. That's also like a big thing, I guess. Pretty shows my maturity at that time and everything, because I maybe wouldn't have that mindset now. I was just really pissed I could never do a single assignment on tablet or with any tools I enjoyed ever. I always had to fucking do like stupid finger painting shit, have to do sculptures. Even in animation school and everything, would barely fucking animate on a tablet. It just felt like I was wasting my time with what I wanted to do. And yeah, it's easy to say that, like, you gotta like vary your approach, that's how you learn and everything, and that's fair. But like when it's forced down your throat, it's really hard to fucking stay engaged, and I really just fucking like... I just lost the tempo at some point.
Yeah. I mean, shit. Like I said, I've never went to an art school. I had to just learn all that bullshit off of like YouTube, so
Yeah.
I'm not even familiar with any of those environments.
Well,
but
I feel like a lot of like people in art school can like relate to that, but you don't really learn art in art school, and that's something I wish I knew. You just like, you get chances to network and connections and everything. That's, it's to get a foot in the door. And I wasn't really aware of that. Like, I really thought I'd fucking like, I'd learn a bunch of stuff and like, I'd connect with like-minded people and everything, but it's mostly just to get like industry cred there.
Mm.
And not that I didn't want to make it into any industry and everything, but that definitely was less on my mind than just getting better.
Yeah, just
or
drawing
just
like cool
having
shit.
fun with things. Well, yeah.
But I mean, if their like main goals was just like, yeah, we're just gonna go to this art school and like try to get into an industry, then there's no real passion there. That's why they're so fucking like cutthroat towards each other.
Yeah, it felt extremely cynical in general. A lot of people fucking hate me because I was just very curious and naive also. And I asked a lot of like these people when I knew them, like, I mean, that's very impressive to me how like you've practically like never drawn seriously before, and like you wanna like study that stuff seriously and everything, and like how do you think you're gonna handle that? Like I just asked those people like this type of thing, and they were always like, I'll just figure it out. I mean, it'll just come at some point. Like it was such a fucking like binary way of like viewing like art and skill. Like it pretty much was like, I'm just gonna do like my assignments. I'm just gonna do my grind. I'm gonna go like day by day, and at some point I'll just learn how to draw. If
Yeah, that's the whole drawing part. They'll just come later.
well, yeah, it just felt very disconnected from like all of the things I fucking like. I learn artistically myself, or like just my consumptions of everything.
Mm-hmm. It was just like jarring or just like weird to hear. It's like,
well, yeah, a lot of them mostly were just like rich kids that like wanted to try to like fancy themselves as artists and try something a bit spicy. That's about it. Like I used to date someone in art school there, and they've just told me pretty much that because I left after the before the end of the year, when the next year started, so many fucking students dipped. Like they didn't even have to fucking like do that selection of like like only one class gets removed and everything, because so many people fucking left year one. And that kind of just says a lot about like how volatile that fucking like artistic passion was for those people.
I mean, they probably just had the money to just do it. It's like,
Well,
yeah,
yeah.
nah, fuck this.
Yeah. Everyone was white also. Like genuinely, I think they were like I knew like two black guys there, like tops. and like one Asian transfer student, and that's about it. It
Also-
felt very closed out. Yeah.
How well known was your school? Because like usually the renown of the school plays another factor of that.
Relatively well known. I'm not gonna say it's something like it's not like something that would be very known internationally and internationally and everything, but there's something very pretty awful happened there, and it got like media coverage and everything. Like it was big enough to like get that sort of intention. They pulled some relatively like big French names as well for fucking like networking events and everything. So they definitely has some sort of like pull and money and everything. But I wouldn't say it was like a gigantic, super high prestige school. If anything, they constantly give the fucking impression that they were like big business and everything. It was like a big privilege to join, and after you get there, you kind of realize that they pretty much let anyone in who fucking paid for the tuition, and that's about it.
They kind of try to do the same thing with my school, where it's like it was a public school, but it was this actor named damn, I'm gonna have to ask my friend, cause this actor comes to our school every year to our talent show, cause he used to have a TV show. I think he was on a show called like what was it called? Twos or Threes Company or some old TV show. But basically, he just comes to the talent show and he rags on the people who's like performing, like the students. Cause one year my friend, like, he DJs and he was doing one of his like live sets for the school.
Yeah.
And the guy like came up to him afterwards. He was like, "Yeah, no, DJing really isn't like an art, so I'm not sure how far you're gonna get with that."
Yeah, I get to dictate what's art. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
At a fucking talent show too. Wonderful.
No, that dude was a fucking like a dumbass. Like one time, he was like sitting in the crowd, and it was around like when his name just started like not mattering to like the students that went there, and they were like, "Hey, this guy's back for another year," and everyone's like, "Who the fuck is that?" It's like we have no idea who you are. Why do you keep coming back to our school?
That's rough. I guess they clung onto the only type of celebrity they had for like that talent show.
Yeah.
That's fucking lame.
Oh, thank you, Snackers. I've been trying to fuck around with this very very loose art styling, because I'm kind of having the opposite effect where I don't really like my line art right now, but I love doing sketches. Also, Snackers, what program do you use for animation again? Because I know you used to go to an art school. Was it also like Toon Boom you had to work with? Let me see. I'm gonna ask my friend later, but you got any more stories about your art escapades?
As in art escapades, you mean like just like art school?
Mm-hmm.
Or like my fields of study? I mean, I guess they're not really pleasant memories. Like, I'm kind of dancing around the topic and everything, but like, someone very unfortunately, took their life there. That's a big reason why I left as well.
Oh.
Like, it's really sucky. It sucks a lot. So I'm obviously very biased against those type of environments. It's oh yeah, my bad for bringing that out. But it's...
No, you're fine. Or tell me about your your time with the Newgrounds folk, or like your new art pals that you hang around with. Like the ones that you actually can connect with, not those.
Yeah. Well, because I mean, honestly, I cut ties with most people I knew in art school. The very few I did, which was pretty much like the one person I was in a relationship with, and like two other people at tops. But I mean, a lot of people I've met aren't really exactly from Newgrounds. From what I know, you're mostly on there, because I mostly posted a lot of my stuff on Twitter. My Newgrounds is thoroughly outdated. I do know a few people on there though. It's just that through just DMing people kind of randomly, I thought were kind of cool that followed me back. I just ended up getting way closer to a lot of people than I would have imagined. But No, yeah, I've met a lot of like nice people there. Namely, like Bacon, is a very very nice guy. That's helped me a lot with like learning stuff about like rendering and not coloring like shit and everything. I know he's pretty well known there. Um, Kaori is also someone I'm pretty close to. Woogle Boy is very nice as well. I know PK is on the stream right now. He's a very very nice fellow as well. There's a lot of people. It's not even like I'm some fucking like networking genius or anything like that. I don't know why just people kind of end up like keep on messaging me and it just like, just snowballs like that. Like over a year and a half ago, I think I had like 20 followers on Twitter, some shit like that. And like even if I'm not like at some gigantic level and everything, it's kind of crazy to me like how many people just fucking like started to know me with time.
I tell you,
'Cause
have
again,
a very cool and recognizable art style. And I've been talking
Thanks
to
a
you
lot.
for, the past week or two. You're a cool ass dude as well.
Oh, well, I just end up talking to like anyone that I have like DMs open with at this point, yeah. So I appreciate it a lot too. It's nice to talk to you as well. But no, yeah. I mean, the way I draw and like my style in general. I mean, I don't, I'm not gonna pretend. I mean, I hate the bullshit in general, saying like I don't have a style, like anything like that. But it's never something I ever like have forced in my life before or anything like that. Really, it mostly like came from just being pretty lucky about the fact that I've struggled and I still struggle a lot to this day with fundamentals. And since I still wanted to draw things I thought looked nice, I kind of had to like find stylistic excuses to like go around that. So like just exaggerating like some proportions, using things a lot like sweat drops and things like that to like give a full sense of details in areas I really wouldn't know what to add in otherwise. I've used black shading for a while because I really didn't know about like how to fucking like render like any other way and give a sense of depth. It's a lot of things that kind of accumulated, and with time, even if I learned those things a little bit more, I kind of just kept it because it just like looked nice, and I kind of just took the habit of like just drawing that way. But even now, I still like to experiment with like a bunch of stuff visually. I don't like to get the feeling I'm just like doing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, you definitely got to keep like, even if you're not well versed with like fundamentals, like you got to keep learning different things so you won't feel like your style is like stagnating.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, my stint with art school kind of made me realize also I just struggle a lot with learning in the conventional sense of the term. So I kind of just fuck around until I found out, really. That's kind of just been, how I approach like art a lot in general.
But look, fundamentals is overrated as hell. Anybody that comes
Yeah.
up to you and talks about it, just close your ears. You don't gotta listen to that. No more fundamentals.
Well, I mean, it obviously has its importance, but I mean, you can know how to do things as much as you want. If it doesn't look cool, like if it doesn't look cool or great, like as you do it and show it, then it kind of loses its like the point. Like I very much abide by the fact that if it looks cool on the moment, then it doesn't exactly really matter if it doesn't make much sense now. It definitely helps to study stuff because you expand your horizons and you can do stuff like more comfortably, because a lot of the time, and it's probably gonna show on the stream and everything, I generally just for random shit and I straight up just go nowhere for quite a while until it kind of just clicks together onto itself. But obviously if I studied more, I'd be able to like cut the middleman a lot in those types of things.
Yeah, that's true. Like
I just don't like studying in general.
I mean, I enjoy studying, but like, I think I also just had that problem of like just retaining it, cause I have that funny little thing where I just suck ass at hands, even though I'd like try to study them, but like, for some reason they just never resonate with me. I'm just like,
Yeah.
God, I don't understand these things.
Don't we all? I genuinely just fucking try shapes out until my hands just kind of work.
I'm gonna go back where I can get away with like putting the character's hands behind like their head or in their pockets, or just
Yeah,
blocky
I mean,
hands.
yeah, that's all this shit just kind of like annoyed me though at some point. Like, I tried to get away as much with not really totally understanding hands and still giving the impression that like I'm smart about it. Like, I can just pull out a drawing of it a bit ago. Like on something like this, you know? Like I can kind of give the impression I know what the fuck I'm doing, but I kind of just like threw shapes until the hand kind of just made sense, sorta, kinda. It's kind of just my process for like a lot of those things. I can find like the actual. I'm pretty sure.
Zombies, I try to do the same thing, but that never comes out. Just the way that hands are formed, man. They're magical. They're evil witchcraft.
Yeah, it's rough. I still struggle to like get it myself. It's always fun to like see that you improve and learn though in general. A lot of my well, yeah, a lot of the shit that really like bothers me artistically has less to do really with like what I can and can do, and mostly just very like, I don't know, just meta stuff in general. Like either like me taking too much time, or the fact that like my insecurities like take over my art a lot, to a point where it's like experimental. That kind of shit kind of reeks. But you know, the more you draw, the more it kind of just goes away.
Yeah, some
I just
pieces...
try a bit too hard to do something impressive, like way too fast, way too well.
Yeah, and then you like look back at it and you're just kind of like that's how I am sometimes. Like, oh, that's just not coming out too well. Like that, like the last piece I uploaded, I was like, fuck, I don't like this at all. But I don't want to work with this anymore. So fuck it, I'm just gonna upload it.
No, yeah, I really get that vibe. It's pretty hard sometimes though, because then I hear people like think it was great and enjoy it and everything, and I don't know where to stand anymore. Because I get like, I get persuaded like very easily by others, and like, I mean, it'd be dickish for me to just tell someone they're wrong in like what they think of my drawing. So I just don't know where to put myself sometimes. Like the things I think is important, or like kind of ruin a drawing or something, generally doesn't matter for like a lot of people. And I just like I just struggle to like bridge that gap sometimes and just accept that like it doesn't really matter. Like I really have a problem with like trying to like over polish absolutely everything when I really don't need to sometimes, and it really wouldn't matter. Like there was a time where I would just I mean I've talked about it in games, I'm pretty sure, but I would pretty much like do a full fucking drawing, then like put it on another layer and just redo all of the fucking lines entirely so they could be as clean as possible.
Yeah.
And
you were telling me that like you like to get them as like clean as possible.
Yeah, and one of my friends kind of made me realize that it was a fucking gigantic waste of time, and it's kind of true. And if you zoom out, you generally cannot tell what was a sketch and what was like, what took me fucking 5 more hours to like polish. So I just fucking like nip that in the butt, and I just kind of just erase around my stuff. Like everything is on one layer nowadays usually.
See, that's still the crazy thing to me, that you draw like most of your stuff on one layer now. Like how the
Well, yeah.
hell?
I just erase around stuff really. It helps my head in general though, because I'm not good with like all those tools and everything. It's very quickly overwhelming to me. I like having something simple. I mean, even my setup is just like all the habits I've never really broken about like how I draw. Like I have my fucking my keyboard on my lap, my mouse on my right hand. I still don't really know, and I don't really like moving the canvas in Clip Studio Paint, so I just zoom in and out, which is gonna be fucking horrible, by the way, for people watching the fucking the video. And I've kind of just been doing that all the time. I can't fucking stop it. Like, I just weirdly have some very strange dual wheel set, like left-handed fucking dual wheel setup, and I just was never able to change it. Like, I get nothing out of the buttons on my tablet. I can't imagine using something like a Torbox or something like that. I just don't fucking use tools at all.
How many
like,
buttons
yeah.
do you have?
Hmm?
How many buttons do
Like,
you have on your tablet?
how many do I use or how many do I just have on the tablet?
Yeah, how many you have in general?
I have... It's a fucking like, it's an XP pen. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll technically this circle is like 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9 of them. They're all not bound to anything. Because also I smear my fat ass fucking hand on it all the time. And I'm like, that's annoying. I'll just fucking remove the hotkeys. All I have is undo and redo directly on my pen. Because
Yeah.
I undo and redo a lot. I mean, it pretty much shows on the stream and everything. I kind of just have weird, like, schizophrenic, like, cycle of just, like, erasing and redoing endlessly until it just kind of works.
I'm a fucking undo and redo fucking whore. That's all I have on my tablet.
That's all I need.
On my pen, like the front one, I have like the grab tool, and the back one, I have the eraser. So I use only like 4 shortcuts. But if I'm animating, I gotta like dust off my keyboard and hold like Control Z, X and C just for like the keyframes and like onion layer and shit.
Yeah.
That's when I start like popping out all like the shortcuts, but never really drawing normally.
That's the only time I ever use shortcuts as well, when I used to animate, to like just quickly go between frames, use onion skin, all that type of shit.
Yeah, that is like a huge like time saver if you're already like working like on it for hours on end.
No, yeah. That's a big reason I fucking hated when I had to learn 3D and everything, because like it just... Well, it's not drawing at this point anymore, I feel like I'm just like fiddling with tools until something kind of just happens. And not to diss 3D at all. I have a ton of respect for like everyone who manages to do like beautiful stuff with it. But it's so... like, it's so... I don't know, foreign from like my entire like very like basic like caveman grassroots approach that like I struggle to like ever get any enjoyment out of the process.
I need to just sit down and like learn it myself, because I think I told you before, like I just I keep downloading Blender, but I never actually use it. Like I've only used it once when my friend was teaching me how to do Blender like a few years ago to make some like old school like Y2K-esque like shit, but I haven't touched it yet, and I still want to learn how to use it. I just never done so.
No, yeah, it's I've tried like once or twice when I was supposed to in that school, and I never fucking looked back on that stuff. It's I guess that has a lot to do with like the OCD and everything. I have a big like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it type of like just view on art. Like I mean on my process in general and everything. Like I've been using the same brush for like over 2.5 years pretty much.
Oh, what brush do you use?
It's a ballpoint pen, just the basic one, and all it has changed is like just a high level of pressure, because I use like pressure a lot in my line work, and just like and without any anti-aliasing. That's about it, because I just like the small pixely feel it has, and I already draw at low resolutions, so you know the texture kind of just makes itself already.
I mean, if that's like the brush that you're already used to, then it's like there's no real reason to change that.
Oh yeah. But you know, I see a lot of people, you know, like doing chains automatically with custom like brushes and everything, using patterns and stuff. It's really cool, but I always have that thing where like I should just do it myself. And sometimes it's really detrimental. That's why I take like a lot of time to draw as well, because I'm just very stubborn and never just want to learn the simplest of fucking tools to make my life so much better. But it's just how it is. like I just have so many weird fucking things I do artistically. Like I hate using the eraser because I never really understood how to tell Clip Studio Paint to copy the texture of my brush into my eraser.
Mm-hmm.
So I just use a transparent color and I just draw a transparent color on top of it. So it's kind of just a weird makeshift eraser thing.
Say I just use like the normal eraser, like.
Well, yeah, like normal people. I get you. I can't blame you.
Like do I even? Yeah, like I've never even used like the rough one or like the kneaded eraser, or even like, I use a soft one sometimes, but yeah, it's just like the normal one, like literally 99% of the time, because I don't really know how to fuck around with none of this stuff neither.
No, yeah. I need to read up on stuff and think and everything, and I'm like, I don't know. I just throw lines. It kind of works sometimes, others it doesn't. I just blame, like, I don't know, the fucking constellations or something, or like Eldritch God if it doesn't work. I don't try to think too much about it.
See, I would like to, if it's to like learn a whole different like medium with like 3D, then it's like, okay, I'll probably take some time and like.
Oh yeah, no,
learn
absolutely.
How to do that shit.
But if it's something I already do, I'm like, I don't know, it already works. It's very suboptimal as shit, but I mean, if it gets me there, you know?
Don't fix what isn't broken.
Well, yeah.
We gotta use that rule until the end of time.
No, yeah, absolutely.
This is coming out pretty good.
Let me see what you're doing as well. Let me just see all the stream is a bit delayed, so I see what you've done before. I saw you like quickly did an Etna. I didn't like see it in full, sadly.
Oh yeah, I did the guy. I forgot to get his coat though. He just sitting underneath Etna, just chilling.
I see.
Is how many of those games have you played? Because I've only played 5.
I've played. I mean, 5 is a really good place to start, anyways. From everything I'm playing so far, I've started with this guy at 4. I really got into it. I mean, everyone told me to start with 1, but I felt quirky, so I started with 4. I finished 4. Then I played this guy at 3. I really liked 3 a lot, even though most people fucking hate this guy at 3. I played this guy at 1. I really didn't like this guy at 1. Then I played the fucking like the Pruny side game, which is really, really, really good. I played the sequel to the Pruny side game, which is really good as well. I played, but I didn't finish this guy at D2, which is not this guy at 2. It's the like weird spin-off sequel that's kinda canon but non-canon in another universe. That's a direct continuation of 1, but only in terms of story. And now I'm playing 5. So the only mainline entries I haven't played, well, is anything like after 5, and I haven't played this guy at 2.
Because
I played a bunch. Yeah.
I know they're up to like, are they up to 8 or 7 now?
It's this guy at 7.
Okay.
Technically not the 7th game in the series. It's the 8th, because D2. But yeah, they make a lot of them, indeed.
There's like, right when I finished 5, I think it was like an announcement for 6, and then like a year later, it's like, oh yeah, we're making 7 as well. It's like, damn.
Well, 6 is a specific exception. I'm pretty sure that's one of the Disgaea games that came out the fastest after the other one. Because 6 was that big like transition to them, pretty much like Pokemon X and Y for like the Disgaea series. It's the big shift to 3D and everything. That game was missing a lot of features from everything I know. A lot of classes were missing. A lot of stuff was like tweaked, and they pretty much took the recension and like immediately like made 7 on top of it, which kind of sucks for the people who bought 6. But you know, that's why that game came so fast after the other. Because I'm pretty sure the release window between like something like Disgaea 4 to Disgaea 5 wasn't that brisk. Could be wrong though, but I'm pretty sure.
I know they're infamous for like reusing a lot of their assets and shit, but I mean,
I'm a Yakuza fan. I like that.
Yeah,
I
they
got
always
nothing
use the
against
same
SPs.
like core gameplay. So
Yeah, which I also like because I mentioned Pokemon a second ago. I fucking hate that whole idea of like we're just gonna randomly shuffle our own features so we can make the new ones like seem like more important or more like a main event because you just don't get access to what you liked before. This guy F5, I mean this guy in general, just fucking like carries over pretty much everything from prior entries and like tweaks a very like limited number of them. So I mean it's very overwhelming for people who start with. Like you started with 5, so I'm sure there was like a lot of stuff you had to like just learn on the fly, like innocence, the item world, reincarnation, abilities, all of that type of shit.
yeah,
But that also means that like once you're into the sauce, it's just very nice to see like everything that was added on top, and you just get to like enjoy things even more because you know it's a pretty like big commitment of a game, especially if you decide to do all the type of shit like you know. New Game Plus, try to fight Bal, try the harder difficulties, Land of Carnage, all of that type of shit.
yeah. I never like beaten 5, but
Yeah.
I think I was at the point where you basically was just unlocking like multiple dungeons to use just to upgrade all your items. And
Yeah.
I was doing that for a few hours. And I was like, okay, I think I'm kind of done with this game.
Yeah, that's what most sane people do.
Because
And it's-
people are crazy with this guy. Like I've seen some 999 character levels and shit. Like,
Oh, that's not even like special really, that's the baseline.
oh shit. Wait, so what's the
Like,
special stuff for that?
What do you mean special stuff?
Like for this guy, like some in-game
Oh,
type concept.
like what's real min-maxing in this Gaia?
Mm-hmm.
It's usually like there's something called like reincarnation, where essentially you go back to level 1, but your aptitudes increase, which is pretty much like modifiers to like your stats. So like so you go back to level 1, but every time you level up, the aptitudes that increase are gonna like increase your stats even more. So being level 999 with like 1 reincarnation and like 5 reincarnation is gonna be like a world of fucking difference. Like we're talking billions of fucking damage of difference and shit like that.
Okay.
So that already like you know that means that like you know the level cap is not exactly the level cap. There's no real level cap when you can just pretty much just new game plus your own levels fucking endlessly. Then on top of that, you know, with the item world, you level up items. So you can get like even better items, keep leveling them up, finding the best rarities, min-maxing their fucking like their fucking like output and everything to get even stronger on top of that. A lot of abilities also like increase base stats and everything. A lot of synergies and cheese you can do to like make things even stronger. It's the min-maxing goes like to extremely like profound depths way beyond just like you know being at max level or like unlocking like your last abilities for a character. It's fucking like it's wild, and especially since like I love MMOs a lot, but I struggle to like stay totally engaged with them. A game like this guy is pretty much perfect with having genuine like MMO levels of fucking like post game, without being like as much of a commitment, even if it's still long. But yeah, like once you finish the story in a this guy game, because since you talk about like the grinding maps, that's pretty like they call it a different thing every time, but it's like just the map of ordeals. And once you do all of them, you get like a huge like area with a ton of enemies that are stationary with like EXP boosts. Yeah, that's the beginning of like your grinding journey. Like after that, there's like so much fucking like min-maxing to do. There's side stories to like unlock pretty much like a ton of pro characters or characters from like even like over Nipponichi franchises and everything. Then there's the Land of Carnage, which like every map you played in this Gaia 5 has a Kaizo difficulty version of it, and you gotta do like a big portion of them to get to like a last stretch of levels, and then you can fight Bal, which is like the big like huge secret boss of every Disgaea game.
Wait, let me see what he.
And then you can do all of it in New Game Plus again. And then you can do all of that in New Game Plus again. Like It's something. It is a lot of it. And I don't blame people for just considering the done when the story is done. Because this guy does that very nice thing where you really don't have to engage with anything else but the main content if you want to.
Bao is...
Or for just fucking like blabbing off about that stuff, by the way.
No, you're fine. Because I'm like, that is a lot. So how did they do that for every game? That's fucking wild.
Well, most of it is after release.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense. So they do be pushing out like the complete version just like very quickly after the initial game.
Yeah, well, yeah, because you pretty bought this Gaia 5 Wave after it came out when it was already complete with all the DLC, and you pretty had that DLC shop thing where you could just like get a lot of like units from other games and side stories and everything. All that stuff usually comes after release. This Gaia 7 has a whole ass fucking like season pass for that stuff and everything. A lot of it is post game, is like just like post launch. It's also a lot of it is just like carried over from like prior entries. Not that all of it is just pure asset reuse and everything, but you know, especially for like the older games when they transitioned to HD sprites and everything, they had like pretty much up to 3 games under the belt to just pretty much like reuse the assets and like tweak a few things. So it's really not difficult to just like bring back pretty much every character from prior entries.
The dedication for that is fucking crazy. I'm surprised they're only on like 8 games though.
Oh, well, it's well, this guy started like back in the like the PS2 days, and well, it's hard to really say that like there's just only 8 Disgaea games, because it's not that every Nipponichi Software games plays the same, but there's a lot of them that share so much common DNA that, you know, a lot of times, especially back then, because those franchises are very dormant now, but back then, when they weren't making a Disgaea game, they were making like a game like Maikai Kingdom, which technically has ties to Disgaea, but is not directly a Disgaea game. They made stuff like Phantom Brave, Super Zeta Hero, a lot of stuff. So they're usually like busy. They were busy juggling a lot of franchises. Now this guy is like their biggest fucking cash cow. So you see way more games in the series now, and that's why there's like almost a 1-year gap between some releases. But that's why they were like only technically to like the 8th entry, because games that kinda play like Disgaea, there's at least like fucking over 18 of them in like Nipponichi Software's library.
So yeah, so
like,
it's
that's a
kind
lot.
of like Persona now, right? So
Kinda? I kinda see what you mean in the sense that like it shares a lot of DNA with like its sister series like Shin Megami Tensei.
yeah.
Yeah. It's sort of that way, mostly because yeah, it raises a lot of like core elements and everything. I get the idea. It's funny though because this guy was never meant to like be this like huge pivotal franchise to them. It was mostly an experiment, and like their main franchise was like La Pucelle before, which was a more conventional RPG, but it kind of ended up just working really well and just like became the focus for a while. But yeah, if one day you feel fucking like insane, you should try to fucking like post game in those games. It's pretty much it's fucking like MMO levels of fucking like post content in like all they add, and it's very satisfying if you enjoy grinding.
I would definitely try that for 5, since that's the only one I got. I did have the Prenny games before, because what was that company? It was called like Limited Run. They were doing a Prenny 1 and 2. Like
oh yeah, for the Switch ports.
Yeah, I got
like physical editions of them.
I got the physical editions for them, but I still have everything for it. But I just wanted to selling the games eventually, because I just like never played it. But I still have all like the extra shit from that.
I really recommend them a lot, especially 2. It's the best way to describe it. It's pretty much Ghosts and Goblins.
Yeah, see,
like
I never played Ghosts and Goblins before, but I did play Prenny 1 before. That game is really fucking good.
Yeah, the sequel is like so much cooler. It's pretty insane. Like you get new playable characters. There's a ton of like new bosses and everything. They carry over a lot of like, and they parody a lot of like the post game in Disgaea stuff. Like, you can grind up to Baal in fucking, like, the huge, like, final boss in this guy game in the fucking, like, in that pretty game. And it's very funny. You can even fight fucking, like, yeah.
They just got Bao in, like, every single one of those games.
It's a series tradition, yeah. Every single this guy game has Baal. Just like how Asagi, the shit with Asagi is really funny as well. I'm sorry for getting such fucking tangents. I'm more talking about a fucking random Japanese RPG series and like myself. But Asagi was like a scrap character for a sequel to My Guy Kingdom, another like strategy game they've made. And it never panned out. And instead of like scrapping the fucking character, because Takehito Harada, the lead artist for like pretty much all of the Disgaea game and hugely responsible for the series' entire style and everything, didn't want to just let her go. They had that whole bit where she was just like roaming every subsequent Disgaea game, wanting to become the protagonist of it. So in the post game, pretty much every single Disgaea game, you can like recruit and like fight Asagi in it. And she's also been like a series tradition.
That's actually pretty cool. I think there was another game that had kind of something similar to that. I can't remember for the life of me, but I think it was like a Sega game where they had like one of their previous like directors or something like that just always pop up in the game. I think it was Yakuza, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, there's a guy that always pops up in every Yakuza game that's called Joamon.
Mm-hmm.
He's not like tied to like the series there. He's not tied to Nagoshi, the series director, or anything like that. I think you may be getting a bit conflated with that one fucking like Shenmue demo, where the fucking sales marketer guy from Sega like chasing down in the fucking streets.
Yeah.
And yeah, they swear that fucking gif where like he slams his head against a fucking desk with like tons of like
well, all the
crates of unsold Sega Dreamcast. And... Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking a classic.
Yeah. So I think you're like confronting it with that because I don't think there's a fucking like you see like Nagoshi much in Yakuza, but there is a fucking also a boss character that pretty much comes back in every single entries, including stuff for like they did a Okuto no Ken spin-off that essentially plays like a Yakuza game, but it's Fist of the North Star, and he's even there also.
Wait, is it the I think I played against him in 7. He was like the super endgame boss, and then like Kiryu came out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's Joamon.
Yeah.
That's
They're like a family or something like that, right?
Yeah, they're an entire clan of assassins.
Because 7 was the first one I ever played, and my friend was watching me play it, and he was like, "Oh, dude, it's that guy from like all the other games." I'm like, I have no idea who the hell this is.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. God, I try my best to not like fucking like sound like a dick and everything like that. There's a ton of fucking like Yakuza fans and everything who don't even know about fucking like about the Amons or anything like that, because it's up until 7, and 8 that does it even more. But they pretty much were never even mentioned until you like you completed like everything to meet them, which is usually like doing all of the sub stories. That's how you used to be able to like confront them in the past. So a lot of people didn't even fucking know about like Amon for like years. That's kind of funny.
See, I'm a fake Yakuza fan. I only play games that has Ichiban in it because he is the best protagonist in any video game ever made.
I fucking love Yakuza 7 and 8 a lot, so I don't blame you in the slightest.
I still need to play 8. I'm so mad I have not played 8 yet.
It's such a better RPG.
I've just heard it's just like better in every way.
Yeah, well, I think I still enjoyed the story of 7 more, but fuck, as a game, it is way fucking better. It's incredible. There's no contest. And I'm really happy about that fucking like new shift to like an RPG system and everything. It's very fun, and even for someone who doesn't play a fuck ton of them, it's extremely accessible and enjoyable. I like it a lot.
It is very easy to get into. I think it helps a lot that it's not like overly fantasy. Like I love just a bunch of like 40 to 50-year-olds in current day just pretending to do fantasy shit because Ichiban's just a fucking funny dude.
No, yeah, absolutely. It's impressive too how because you haven't played like the pro entries and everything, but despite everything, 7 and 8 really aren't such a fucking incredible tone shift to like the pro games in the series or anything like that. Like it didn't feel it got like wackier or anything like that at all. If anything, it's more contextualized because Ichiban has a reason to like see goofy stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it never feels like the series like took a wrong turn switching to him or everything. If anything, I hope we don't see Kiryu anymore and just let him be the fucking like actual protagonist of his own fucking game. Like it's very hype that Kiryu's here in 8, and you'll like it a lot. But I've just seen too much of him, and there's that thing also where like with the context of all the pro games, he kinda he already had his conclusion fucking 3 times over. Like we can just fucking shelve him at this point.
Yeah,
and like Ruga Gotoku Studio is still yeah, but they're still very hesitant on actually pulling the trigger on that.
I would assume they would like be all for it since they gave Ichiban 2 games, but they still do have Kiryu watching over him like a babysitter.
Well, that's the thing. Not to spoil anything or anything like that, but it's as much as Ichiban's game as Kiryu's, honestly, for Yakuza 8. So it's like half of Ichiban's game, if anything.
Okay.
Like, Kiryu straight up gets more character development than Ichiban in that game.
Damn, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it ties a lot to his past and everything. I'm not gonna spoil why. It's not like it doesn't make sense. But it puts a lot of focus on him, and there's a ton of fan service for, like, people who still are, like, very, like, attached to him.
I did hear like one thing that has to do with Kiryu. The whole like his health condition.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I know about that in 8. I don't know.
Oh, they haven't hidden the fact that he's got cancer. Yeah.
Oh, is that like in the marketing?
I'm pretty sure. Well, I don't know if they go like this summer. Kiryu has fucking cancer.
You
but
still love. It's no more.
It's not like I'm spoiling you fucking anything. They really don't beat around the bush like for long about it at all.
That is still crazy as fuck to me. Like, out of nowhere, he's just like, yeah, he just has. Kiryu just has cancer.
The reason for it is kind of fucking funny, honestly. I'm not gonna say it, but it's incredible how they manage, like, to give someone cancer and still, like, try to fucking glaze him, like, while he got it. It's impressive. And, I fucking love Kiryu. I'm not mad, but it's like, it's incredible how he's still I mean, I won't talk about it. I don't want to spoil it, but it's very funny.
Whenever I do play 8, we gotta talk about the game.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
Like, I absolutely fucking love 7. Like that ending to 7.
Yeah.
I was like, God damn, just him and his like.
Yeah, Aoki.
Yeah, just loved all that. That game is just so fucking perfect.
Yeah, it's how did you? I'm curious because that's not my that's not how I like discovered the series and everything. How did it feel to start with that game?
Okay, so I did mess around a bit with Kiwami, since like I knew about the series for a few years because of like friends and stuff, but like I was kind of hesitant to get into it. But I played Kiwami a bit, and I'm just like, this is cool, but I don't know. I'm not really fucking with it. But it was definitely because of what's the main character's name again? Kiryu.
What, Kiryu?
Yeah. I'm not the biggest fan of him. Like, I know people love him, and he has like a very like charismatic side to him, besides the whole like stoic protagonist. But I just like, I love everything about Ichiban. He's goofy as shit, but he isn't like a dumbass, and like he can take lead on a lot of stuff, and like is actually treated with respect, even though he's like, yeah, no, I'm just a fucking RPG lover, dude. That's just me.
Oh, absolutely. That said though, fucking Kiwami is in terms of story, at the very least, doesn't change a fuck ton from the original PS2 entry, which obviously Kiryu was not that much of a complex character in the very first game he was introduced in.
Mm-hmm.
So not that he has zero depth or that excuse the fact that he is. I mean, he's not gonna not become stoic in future entries or anything. It's pretty undeniable. There's a. I think if you play like the games in his saga, stuff like especially stuff like Yakuza 2, Yakuza 3, and Yakuza 6. Not that you should only play those, but I mean like those are very important in like his story. I think it's pretty much impossible to also dislike him, and I say that as someone who prefers characters like Ichiban way more usually as well. Like I don't like story characters much, but it's impossible to not like feel like Kiryu's just like someone I know at this point.
Okay. So.
But I fully get your view though. It's Yakuza 1. It's very normal that he doesn't totally sell you on Kiryu.
Yeah, you gotta let him like, I guess like sit for a while or just like really get to know the guy.
Yeah, that's fair. It's also like, I mean, I'm one to talk because I don't know if like my friend Blooper is still in the chat and everything. He's still fucking like shits on me for that. But I played the original PS2 entries. I didn't start with the remakes. Everyone I talk to most of the time, or I've heard, kinda go like, yeah, the remakes are pretty much like entire replacements to the originals. You can just like skip the PS2 entries. They're so clunky and old and everything. I did not fucking stick with Yakuza with Kiwami when I played it. I played Zero. I never finished it. I played Kiwami. I got close to finishing, but I didn't finish it. And it's the fucking PS2 games, out of all fucking things, that like genuinely made me a big fan of them. Mostly because, especially to start with, they're way less bloated with shit. The side stories, sub stories are still a thing, but they're so fucking missable and not all that great that you're realistically not gonna like do a lot of them. The game is like 15-hour tops, which is really not the fucking like length of Kiwami, that's for sure. So it helps the pace of things like way more in general. And on top of that, yeah.
Kiwami is more just like essentially like a facelift, right?
Yes, it's a facelift like everywhere in the cutscene and everything, but it plays nothing also like Yakuza 1 because it's the combat of Yakuza 0.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yes, I mean, on the face of it, you know, it's the same basic idea. You've got your hit moves, you've got your heavy, your lights, you do your strings and everything. But Yakuza 1 doesn't have like stance switching. It doesn't have the you know, it doesn't have fucking like beast brawler, all of that type of shit. It's like way more direct. Your grid system is like also infinitely better. Like it's just like a, you know, a linear like upgrade bar, not like an entire fucking like wheel of a million upgrades. That's pretty overwhelming for someone who starts. A lot of stuff like that. So yes, like if you play Kiwami, you're not gonna. It's not like you're not gonna. You know, you won't be able to not just jump into original Yakuza 2, and it's not like you're gonna miss any context because they haven't changed that type of stuff. But it's still a totally different game in a weird way. It's very hard to explain.
Yeah, I probably would definitely need to go back and give that a try then.
Yeah, it's also because I'm a filthy fucking contrarian. I mean, you know, I'm fucking French. It's in my genuine DNA to be insufferable and pretend that like I just know better than other people. But if my favorite game in the entire series, if we don't count 8, because I adore 8 right now, but I feel like it's a big honeymoon like period about it. My favorite game in the entire series is 4. I adore Yakuza 4, and my favorite stories in the series is Yakuza 6. And both of those games wouldn't have worked in the slightest if I didn't have like the context of like every prior entries before that. So it's cool because the Ichiban games, you can just kind of play them as themselves, and you'll be missing like a few things, like a lot of like the things that tie back to like Kiryu's past in Yakuza 8. But essentially, you're gonna get like all of your enjoyment out of it. But if you play any of the other games that doesn't feature him, I kind of highly recommend like playing the game in sequential order. Whether you play the remix or not, that's up to you. I want to be a shithead and like be an absolute contrarian and tell you to at least try the PS2 entries if you don't mind older games, because I think they have a lot of charm, and I think especially the remake of 2 is worse than 2.
Oh, what do you think?
So I feel like that's worth at least a bit of a try.
What's wrong with the remakes of the PS of 2? What's wrong with that entry?
Well, there's a few things. That one, I mean, it's way less of a hot take to say that you don't like Kiwami 2 in general, because it changed a lot. First off, the combat is based on the combat from Yakuza 6, which for Yakuza 6 they switched the engine, the Dragon engine, and it's very polarizing. It like if you played something like Kiwami, it controls nothing like it. A lot of the moves are gone. A lot of things have changed. There's a bigger emphasis on stuff like ragdolls and everything. So like, if Yakuza Kiwami 1 did not really play like Yakuza 1, Kiwami 2 plays nothing like Yakuza 2. Like it's entirely different. And maybe you like that, but you know, that's already like one thing that like kind of makes it iffy as what it is. A big second one is like the visual makeover is way more contested from that game compared to like the first one, mostly because of the infamous green tint. Where like if you look at any comparison footage between the original release of Yakuza 2 and the remake, Kiwami 2 is extremely green. Like not as a nitpick, like noticeably very weirdly fucking green. And it sounds dumb, but it adds up to a lot of fucking things with like, especially if you played the original. Like, you know, it'd be very strange if the remake of Final Fantasy VII was like super red.
Yeah.
Like fucking everywhere. Like it just get in your fucking head. So that's one thing. It's already not a very faithful remake in general, in like a ton of aspects. They've recast also some characters to make them look like their actual like seiyus. And it looks weird, because like there's one character that's supposed to be like a young prodigy, right? And they've kept the same actor since then, you know? Except that the actor has aged since Yakuza 2, so now he's an old geezer. And you still hear about, well, like, oh, he's so talented and like smart for his age. It's one guy from like the Yomi Alliance.
Old ass fucking man.
I can send you the fucking image. It's fucking
see.
ridiculous. Yeah.
This young man has such a bright, promising future. He's like pulling up in a fucking wheelchair.
He looks, dude, he fucking looks older than my dad, and like he's supposed dude, he's supposed to like be in his early 30s. Let me find it. Because Kiwami 2, yeah. That's an image like comparing all of them, and some of them not exactly from Kiwami 2. It's a lot of face changes they've done. That's the guy. That's the second guy starting from the top, and his new facelift is the one right beneath it.
Oh.
So the guy with the glasses. Like it's
Yeah,
you know
I've seen
it's hard to say it's nitpicking at this point, bro. Like it's a different guy.
Yeah,
Same from my favorite character. Same from Jiro, my favorite character from that guy, from that game, which is like the first guy in the comparison screenshot. Yeah, he looks so fucking different. So that's already a bit weird. There's also Shinseisho, a location you go in for a brief period of time. That's been entirely axed. And I know everything I say so far is like very like, you know, surface level, but it's kind of like a death by a thousand like paper cut type of thing, where if you enjoyed the original, it really feels like kind of dishonest as a remake in general. A lot of the remake music is like not as great in general as well. There's been a lot of, because Yakuza 2 also had a bunch of licensed music that did not come back, and there's a scene that's extremely pivotal that I cannot like talk to you about because it's super iconic in the story of Yakuza, and you've seen memes of them, but you don't know the context of them. That plays a song from Crazy Can Band, which if you don't know them, they're incredible. It's an amazing fucking group. And it gives so much weight to an incredible scene where like Kiri's really down the shitter. And instead they play weird fucking like auto-tuned J-pop that destroys all of the weight of the fucking scene. And that kind of fucking reeks, frankly. It has also like it has the same problem from Kiwami 1 that's heightened even more. The grind is absolutely insane for a game that really wasn't long at all to begin with. You know, there's a lot of reasons I don't really enjoy that remake, and if that's what people prefer, that's perfectly fine. But what pisses me off about it is the fact that Yakuza 1 and 2 are absolutely not like legally accessible to a Western audience, the original releases. They got released a grand total of once on the fucking Wii U and PS3 in Japan only.
In the Wii U? Who the fuck is playing Yakuza on the Wii U?
Yep, they got a fucking port of Yakuza 1 and 2 in Japan, only on the Wii U. And then later on the PS3. And never got ported. And it sucks for Yakuza 1 as well, because if you play Yakuza 1 like legit, like on a real system or like, you know, a non-patched ROM or something like that, it doesn't have dual audio. And I think you know about Yakuza 1's infamous English dub. And it's something.
No, what's wrong with the English dub?
What, you haven't heard of fucking Yakuza 1's English dub?
No.
I gotta fucking send you a video. Listen, I love it, but you know, I love High School of the Dead also, and I'm not gonna, like, tell you that it's because it's great. You know, I'm a Sonic fan. I don't like things because they're good. Fucking...
Oh, yeah. That's a whole nother thing. Sonic fans are, you guys are troopers.
Yeah. Yeah, you can say that. Yeah. Well, since you played a full Yakuza game, you know how people talk, right?
Yeah.
You know.
They got some cadence.
It's,
they talk pretty, like, natural sounding.
Yeah, but on top of that too, it's, you know, how would you say? You would never compare the dialogue in Yakuza to GTA, right? That'd be silly.
Oh, don't tell me they talk.
Like, that'd be... Like, that'd be you know, you would never expect someone like fucking like Majima to talk like Trevor from GTA, right?
Yeah.
That'd be ridiculous.
Like, hey, yo,
yeah,
dog.
yeah, pick this shit though. It is insane. I love it, but fuck. Also, yes, that is the Joker that's dubbing fucking like Majima. You can skim through it. It's gold. It's pure gold.
Fuck's the rest of my money.
I'm supposed to believe this shit?
I'm supposed to believe this shit.
Hey, how about getting the fuck up?
The fuck you think you're doing?
And this is only on like the PS2 version of this game.
Only the English, the international release of Yakuza 2, yes. And that's the only way you can play the original version like legally, like with this shit.
Kill this dumb motherfucker.
Kills this dumb motherfucker.
Arrogant motherfucker. You know, it's incredible, but also, man, it fucking ruins everything.
I'm in a PS2 binge right now, so I can definitely play this.
Well, if you do, I can just send you a patch ROM that, you know, retranslates the game entirely to actually be like the Japanese release and has, you know, the Japanese voice acting. That you can play the dub. I mean, honestly, it's purely up to you.
I might play with that the funny ass English dubbing though.
Yeah, I mean, frankly, Yakuza 1 story is not like a gigantic fucking masterpiece either. At least you're gonna laugh a lot from that fucking dub. But yeah, it's it sure is something. But I do recommend you try the original like PS2 entries because they might be easier to swallow. They're way shorter. They're way less annoying in general. They don't ask you to do much. You can just tune into the story way more. So it's maybe an easier introduction to like Kiryu's story. Not that one has like the absolute best of them, but the context you have from one is gonna help 2 story a lot, and I like Yakuza 2 story a whole bunch.
Which one of the games is it where you have like 4 different protagonists at the same time? Is that 6?
That's Yakuza 4, because they have 4 protagonists, and in 5 there are 5 of them.
Oh, okay. Because my friend he changes his name to like different Yakuza characters like all the time.
Yeah.
And I was just
Did you have Akiyama in them?
Yeah, I think he did.
I love Akiyama. He's great.
I'm at the send this stream someone later and be like, we were talking a lot of Yakuza. You would probably love to hear this.
Well, if he loves Yakuza, I can just like, what can I say? I can make him angry, saying that Yakuza 4 is better than 5, and I'm not gonna go back on my fucking stance. It is genuinely the fact, and then Akiyama needs his own game also. I'm very mad he's not a fucking like an actual more protagonist in more games because he's fucking great.
I gotta ask him which games he's played. Let me do that. Because I know he hasn't played them all, but he's very familiar with the franchise.
Yeah, if you know all those characters, he probably has played both 4 and 5, typically. But yeah, 4 is like my absolute like favorite. It's also unlike the Ichiban games also, despite the fact they feature new protagonists, they're very much direct like continuations of its prequels.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not good jumping points, I feel. Like you kinda have to like, take the actual long road with them and start with one.
No, there was some things in Ichiban's game in like 7 where they were talking about a lot of like events that happened prior.
Yeah. And you don't have context to it.
Yeah, I had no idea. Only one storyline, like it was about this kid. I think Kitty used to play with RC cars or something, and then in 7, yeah, that's like the only thing I know about.
Yeah, well that's because that's a huge meme from Zero, yeah. So like a lot of people know about it. It's like Bakami type popular.
But besides that, like when Majima came, like I'm familiar with Majima, but the dude in the jacket, I'm like, who the fuck is this? Like I have no idea who this is.
Talking about Daigo?
Yeah, I had no idea who he
I've never
is.
liked him. That's so funny. Yeah.
Because
oh boy, when you play the games, it's seeing Daigo like just immediately makes me laugh, and I can't explain it to you. You really have to like see the magic for yourself. Where Daigo is just the funniest guy ever. Not that he's a funny character at all. It's just, it's something.
he's just like a big brute looking guy who's just like.
Oh no, you don't mean Daigo. You mean you mean Saejima. That's what you mean.
Oh, that's his name. Wait. So what's the other guy then? What does he look like?
Daigo, the guy I mentioned. In Yakuza 7, you remember Araka was planned to dissolve the Omi in the Tojo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The chairman of the Tojo, because Arakawa was like, took over the Omi instead, while the other guy was in jail. Well, the chairman of the Tojo at that time, the guy that like talks a bit weird and like in his two-piece suit and was at the meeting saying that like they're dissoluted. That's Daigo.
Oh wait, yeah. Okay,
that guy.
I know who you're talking about then.
Yeah.
So what is his role? Is he a playable character in the previous games as well?
No.
Okay.
He never was playable. God, you've played Yakuza 1, right? At least a little bit of it. The start of it.
No, I haven't played that in years. I don't think I've played that since I got my PS4, like ages ago.
Well, I don't know, because Sengu Daigo is kind of like is inherently like ties to the plot of the games.
So he's just always like plot relevant.
Not always, but usually he matters quite a lot because he's the honorary like leader of the Tojo a lot of the time. So obviously he matters when the Tojo clan is related. Kiryu also has a very interesting relationship with him, and that's something you learn as soon as Yakuza 2. He's not a thing until Yakuza 2.
I'm gonna guess they're like, no, they're not related.
No, they're not fucking related. It's not something as dumb as that, but Kiryu's the dragon of Dojima, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Daigo's last name is Dojima, so I think you can get a little bit like his background a bit.
Okay, so he used to work for them, essentially.
It's not that he's the word for them, is that he's directly related to like
their associate.
The original he's the how like those gangs work and everything. He's pretty much like related to like one of like the biggest like big honchos of the series.
Okay.
So he has a lot of like of prestige behind him, at least from like from who he's the son of. But you'll definitely see when you get to him. It's a character I love a lot, but it's also a character that it's some Dragon Ball level fucking Krillin Jobber type shit. It's impressive.
Oh, he's played 0, 1, 2, Kiwami, and part of Kiwami 2.
Oh shit! So he hasn't played the games like Akiyama and the other characters are in.
He said he's seen his friend play like a bunch of the other ones, like probably all of the other ones. So I'm
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
sure
So at
he's
least he
really
knows
good.
the story. He gets the context behind them.
And which game do you say? Was it 5?
I don't like 5 a lot, yeah, and my absolute favorite is 4.
Alright, I'm gonna ask him how he feels about Yakuza 5.
The best thing about 5 is that with all the Grizzly Men you fucking play and everything, and the political intrigue and the betrayals and everything, you have an idol simulation fucking like entire like side game, and it's a rhythm game also.
It's like this dating sim-esque game, or like a bachelor game where you go to a bar.
Oh, that's unrelated. No, yeah, that's you're talking about the hostesses, which is in
Yeah.
every fucking Yakuza game. Yeah. And it's the worst fucking shit ever. No one likes them. And back in the day, it was recorded for 100%, and Jesus Christ, yeah.
It was. You had to do 100% of that just to, or like do that to get 100% in the game.
The very original version of Yakuza 2 required you to like do all of the fucking like hostesses shit to like be able to confront Amon. That's something they've changed as soon as 3. But I mean, if you're gonna platinum for those games, you're gonna have to fucking romance all of the fucking girls, and it's worse than dating in real life. It's a fucking it's a trip. Like literally, all you have to do is you fucking hear them yap, and you just have to like give the right answer, give them gift, splurge a fuck ton of money on the right gift for the right person. You watch that, and then you get a softcore jab video at the end.
Have you ever played Killer is Dead? They have that exact like mechanic in that one.
Fucking, I have not played it, but I absolutely know about the fucking like teeth jiggling gift shit that just happens in the middle of that game. Yeah.
That is.
It's I have a PS3 now. I need to play that game. It looks very cool.
Is a PS3 worth getting? Cause like, is there anything like super exclusives on like the PS3?
You know, I can't speak objectively, but I mean, I love Ridge Racer 7, and that never fucking got ported to anything. One of this guy at D2 also, one of my favorite games, hasn't been ever ported to it. Fucking Metal Gear Solid 4 is a big one. I can name all. It has like some weird ports of games that'd be really difficult to play otherwise. Like there's a shmup I like a lot that's called Mamorukun's Curse, which has only seen an official re-release in the West, I believe in the PS3. What else? Well, I mean, you know, that's the only way you can fucking play Sonic Unleashed. Except for the 361, of course, but you know, it's one or the other, really. What else? There's a really cool fucking reimagining on Afterburner. That's really cool. A lot of fucking like XBLA type stuff I like a lot. There's the fucking there's that one Yakuza spin-off also that's a zombie shooter. That's never fucking left the PS3 either.
I've heard of
Yeah,
that
Dead
one.
Souls. Yep. There's that. There's fucking Tokyo Jungle. One of my favorite games of all time. Which
that game's fucking weird, but it is super
it's
unique.
crazy. It's made by the people behind fucking Ep6 and Gravity Rush. It's great.
Oh, I didn't know the people that make Gravity Rush made that.
It's made internally by Sony Studio Japan. So yeah.
Oh, did they shut down
It's by
recently?
them.
Right.
Oh yeah, they got all fucking laid off.
That's fucking blows.
The last thing they did was like Astro's Playroom and help a bit with the remake of Demon's Souls.
That the Playroom was really good too. So
Yeah,
it
that's the very
sucks
last
to
thing
see
they
that.
did. Yeah. The only silver lining with that though is that a lot of them have banded together and have released a successful like Kickstarter that's been fully funded for a spiritual successor to Patapon that's called Ratatan.
Oh shit. Oh you
Yeah.
I might have to look that up because I did not know that.
Oh yeah, I can just send you a link.
Oh, thank you.
It looks amazing. But yeah, it's been fully funded.
a studio like that should not be fucking like just shut down like that, because they gotta make so
absolutely.
much shit.
That's true, but now that they're indie, they can like, you know, you would have never seen an actual new fucking Patapon game if not for something like that. And you can look at it for a fucking indie game. It looks amazingly professional.
Oh, so it's like majority of the team from Patapon coming back for this one?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
It's the original creator. It's the game designer. I'm pretty sure it's the art director as well. I'm pretty sure it's the same also sound director. It's pretty much like a ton of this of the staff that got laid off from Sony Studio Japan.
The only thing that's gonna suck is that they don't have like the instant backing from Sony, so it's like they're probably not gonna get a lot of like publishing and shit, or like.
And they have my backing.
Yeah, that's.
I'm gonna just fucking like shill the shit out of the game until everyone buys it.
Gotta tell everybody and their fucking mama about that. It's like, please buy this game.
Fucking great. It's great. I fucking love Patapon.
I've never played it, but like it's always been a really unique looking series for PlayStation.
Oh yeah, it is. It really is.
Why did Sony do that? It's like the same thing where they don't want to port over Bloodborne. Like,
yeah, fuck you. I'm not that much into Souls game, frankly, but I mean, I'm not gonna lie and say that it's like, you know, Bloodborne is like one of the few that I've actually really enjoyed, so it sucks.
it's funny. I love the Souls games, but I fucking hate Bloodborne because I suck so much ass at it.
Yeah, that's fair. It doesn't really. Well, I like Bloodborne because it didn't exactly play the same, frankly.
Yeah, I know people love that like that quick.
Bloodborne feels closer to Sekiro to me than a Dark Souls game, really.
Yeah, that is true. I'm not sure like.
Mostly with the instance and like quick reflexes and borderline parries. It's not exactly like that, but you know.
Have you finished Sekiro?
Oh, fuck no. I haven't finished most of those games. The only one I finished is like Dark Souls 1.
I played like all of them.
Damn.
Except for which one is those? I have not played. I've not played the remake of Demon Souls.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not a FromSoft game anyways.
Oh yeah, that's Blooper Point, right?
Yeah, it's fucking Blue... I think it's Bluepoint, right?
Yeah.
It's Bluepoint. It's the guy that made the fucking Metal Gear remakes.
Is it also Shadow of the Colossus?
And also the Shadow of the Colossus remake, you're right.
I know people like fucking hate the Shadow of the Colossus remake, but
I haven't even played the original. I can't give a stance.
The original is really good, but I really like how the remake looks. I know if I said this to some friends, I'd get fucking crucified, but I really like how the remake looks for that.
I mean, you know, it's I can't say shit for it. I haven't even played the original, but
have you played any of their games, like
me.
the Team Ico games?
No, actually, it's, you know, as a pretentious French dickhead, it's a big fucking like sore spot in my fucking like in my knowledge. I need to. It looks they look the right amount of pretentious. Like gameplay shouldn't be the main focus of a game type shit. I would enjoy a lot. I just have never got into it.
I've only played Shadow of the Colossus. I've not played Ico or The Last Guardian, because I remember The Last Guardian was getting like fucking shat on when that came out. But
yeah, well, it's a lot of that stuff. The fact I haven't played those games has to do with the fact I grew up on Nintendo systems a lot. I only got like PlayStation systems very late and usually with my own money. So I'm lacking a lot in like this type of thing.
oh, which one of those funny Mario games did you play when you were growing up?
Pretty much fucking all of them. Like a lot of Mario stuff. I mean, in terms of like Nintendo Bim Bim Yahoo franchises, I'm definitely more of a Kirby fan. But I've played pretty much like every important Mario game, I'd like to say. I like a bunch of them. I'd have to fucking pick a favorite. I mean, I'm a fucking Sonic fan. Obviously, I'm gonna just be dismissive about Mario, but
And what makes you a Sonic fan, huh? What about that blue bastard makes you want to play his games?
Well, I got indoctrinated very early as a child. that's usually how the how you get like into the cycle. Sonic X was really big in France. So that was my first exposure with him. I think it's the first anime I even like saw in my entire fucking life. So, it was absolutely like unheard of to me. And I wanted more of the blue bastard in my life. And I ended up getting like a Mega Collection Plus on the PC. And that and like, so I got like exposed to like the original games a lot. And I just quickly became like extremely obsessed. Like, I believe that Sonic was real for longer than Santa, and that's great to talk about publicly. Jesus Christ.
You thought this
Yeah,
little
no, it was
blue
fucking
guy
real.
running up.
Yes, I thought it fucking come. I thought it fucking come into my life and fucking like, I don't know, just have fucking adventures with me or something. Listen, man.
When you heard that Eggman blew up the moon, you must have been shaking in your fucking boots.
Oh, I didn't think all the games were real. I knew they were making games about a fictional thing, but I thought of like, like a religion. I thought of the nebulous idea that maybe he's real, maybe he's out there.
Maybe one
I
day
don't know. You don't know. You don't have a proof.
he'll fall in my pool and we'll be homies.
Yeah, exactly. I'll be his Chris Von Dyke.
And then he'll leave you when he goes to space and do like cool shit.
Yeah, exactly. But fuck, what do I want to say? I don't. It's hard to explain why I even thought that. It's I didn't know at the time I was autistic. Also, that would have like helped a lot with like understanding why I thought those things. But
honestly,
I don't know. I grew
autism-
so attached to the fucking guy with time. Yeah.
Autism and Sonic goes very hand in hand. I think there should be like a college case study of how autistic people resonate with Sonic.
Yeah. I mean, I've got like no jokes or anything. That's just a good point. Frankly, it's true that it's a very common thing. I did not do a ton of like weird like Sonic like sonas or anything like that though growing up, surprisingly. Like you'd really think I'd fill in the cliche of like drawing fucking like Blue Spike the phone hog is like cooler than Sonic, and when he gets all the fucking Dragon Balls he's actually like way fucking stronger than Naruto or some shit. Not really. But I was like really fucking obsessed with the games, the merchandise. Uekawa's art, the guy responsible for like modern Sonic's design and everything, was a major inspiration to my art for quite a while, until I became an adult, I guess, and not a man-child. I'm not joking. I still adore his work a lot, but I owe a lot of, to this fucking like blue-red bastard. And I have like, as with any Sonic fan, I have very colorful opinions about like a lot of the games, but it means a lot to me, and I genuinely wouldn't be where I'm at without him, and it's something. Have you ever seen my Sonic drawing, by the way, that I do with like in collaboration with like PK?
No, I don't think I have seen it.
That
I would love to see that.
Listen, man, we talk about like like I use like the autism negatively and everything, but it fucking like it gives you fucking superpowers sometimes. Let me I'll pull it up on the stream. That'll be even easier so that people can fucking see it, and I can flaunt my incredible skills as I was fucking like just doing the same face for 70 fucking hours and showing nothing interesting. Let me find the fucking posts. I just need to scroll down because it wasn't posted on my account. I'll find it right in a second. Let's see.
Funny little key, right? Oh yeah, I think
Give me 1 second. I'll find it for you right now. It's there it is. if you look at the stream, that's
Yeah, let me see.
it's gonna be bigger than the fucking canvas. I realize. Oh fuck. Let me actually create new from clipboard. Yeah, that's a drawing I did with PK. He drew Sonic and the Dog Chow, and I drew like Shadow and the Neutral and Hero Chow.
God damn, that looks official as fuck.
Well, I mean, it's a redraw from a real pose, but even that aside, yeah, it's you know, when you're really passionate about something, it kind of becomes like actual serious business to, you know, try to translate the style and everything like that. And it was really fun to like experiment with like shading and everything. It's very neat. On top of that too, I really don't draw Sonic much, so I was surprised. Like I kind of surprised myself. It actually did look pretty decent. Because if you want to take the last time I drew Sonic, which was at a time where I was experimenting way more with my style. You know, because without that talk, I've really fucking talked about art at the end of the day. I am really sorry for derailing things so much.
Oh no, that's completely fine.
I mean, I saw other episodes. It kind of end up being like that a lot of the time. But you know, at least I'm fighting the thing you were dreading. That it hasn't been any fucking dead air because I told you I never shut the fuck up. So that's definitely not a worry.
I've been loving to hear about the talks about this guy, and now your
Oh, yeah.
passionate love for Sonic, who is totally still real and not like a fictional character.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, wonderful. That's open you from clipboard. Yeah, that's the last time I drew Sonic shit, and it is. Well, yeah, it feels like it was done by another fucking person. It's a.
Let me see that.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, that's still really good though. But like,
Yeah, it's definitely very different. That's mainly the thing.
I've seen in the other one though. I seen you lock the fuck in. You was like, nah, I gotta draw Sonic. This shit's gonna go.
No, yeah,
fire."
it's my style has changed a lot. Well, that was during the time where you know, I used to redraw my lines a lot, so it is very clean. And I definitely like exaggerated and was more caricatural in the past, which is a bit less the case now. And you know, I'm a bit aware of it, and I feel bad about it sometimes. But you know, you kind of have to make some concessions sometimes to learn. And I do believe that, especially stuff like my anatomy and the stuff I just couldn't like do now that I really couldn't have done before.
Yeah.
Like I would not have been able to like draw a Sonic that's actually really on model at that time. Or let me find that drawing. Talking about Yakuza and everything, I might as well also like.
Oh, do you have a Yakuza?
Like I wouldn't have been able to draw something like that. Did you not see that one?
Oh no, I've not seen this one.
Yeah. It's it
Oh,
was
that's a tattoo in his back, right?
yeah, that's his Irizumi, yeah. It was a bitch to like even make it look remotely like it, because believe it or not, I have not drawn a lot of like traditional Japanese like dragons.
Yeah.
But you know, it felt pretty like cathartic to do, especially since I was out from like a pretty like big art funk. And no, yeah, it's I couldn't have drawn shit like that at that time. When I was like, you know, like way quirkier, my anatomy was like more pudgy, and I was like exaggerating a whole lot. Like I can do like the sort of like what I would describe as like the crazy shit I used to do, but you know, I still feel like I've learned a lot like artistically. Like I probably couldn't do something like this, for example. Like that sort of like very exaggerated type composition that's very deformed and wacky and crazy and everything. And sometimes, you know, I feel anxious about it. I'm like, fuck, I really kind of lost that in a sense. But I don't know if you see it on the stream.
Oh no, I'm looking at it. It looks fucking wild.
You good. Yeah, but it's funny because I can show you how like I draw them now, and that's not that it's bad in the slightest. I prefer it, but it definitely is like, you know, there's a part of it that's kind of detached from it now. It's way more, you know, there's way more anatomy there. The characters are like more proportioned, but it's definitely not like, you know, as wacky as and exaggerated as before.
You think you feel like you start to lose that like that aspect of it?
I think I kind of just grew out of it a bit, yeah. And my shit is still cartoony, mind you. I'm not gonna pretend I'm realistic, but it kind of felt nice also because my art was very unserious back in the day, and I also just in general in my life wasn't taking myself seriously. And it's kind of weird to see and everything, but it translates also how even I drew stuff like my persona and everything. I used to be very be very into like auto derision and shit on myself a lot and everything like that, and my style kind of just became maybe a little bit less funny, but I have more like respect and love for myself than before. So yeah, it's a trade-off for things, but I still don't believe I totally like lost my sense of stylization or exaggeration either. It just matured into something a bit different.
No, I would say you definitely still have
Yeah.
that, but if you feel like you've like evolved from that, that's a better feeling,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, it's just that it's kind of just also the thing of like shit. I really can't do that anymore though. Like I used to do way more like exaggerated compositions. They're a bit more stationary nowadays, which that's kind of what happens if you put more anatomy into stuff. But if I become way better one day, I'll maybe be able to like blend it together. But there's still like in something like this, there's still like a lot of style and identity. I'm not gonna pretend that I became fucking pseudo realistic and I'm just drawing like still life or anything like that.
Yeah.
But like this is a redraw also from an old character, right? Like this is like the new version of it I did for like a collab, where it was supposed to look like a fighting game character.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried to like have a bit of an ambitious pose. I ripped the fucking like aura effect from someone like Dimitri from Darkstalkers and everything.
Mm-hmm. Even got like the gradient
is it
down
Dimitri
too,
or
that was
Panoply?
fucking cool.
Yeah. But like I can show you what it looked like literally a year ago. Let me find it again. And yeah, that kind of shows a lot about how I just kind of just wanted to switch stuff up. Let me find it. Where? Here it is. Like this is what it looked like a year ago. Like it's
Oh yeah. I see what you mean. Like,
yeah.
but that's the thing though. They both look really fucking good. But I do see where you say like you've lost like your.
There's a sense of like how would you say of shape, and like it's less compact than it used to be for sure.
You know what? You should look up like what is it, like Studio Trigger stuff. Somehow they're just like the king of doing like really well made like anatomy, but just like fucking with the form as much as they can.
You'd never believe I'm very inspired by them. It's crazy, I know.
Trigger is fucking king, man. They do good shit.
I love Studio Trigger a lot. I don't have a lot of art relating to their work. I have this one from Pentium Stalking I can show. Here. Surprisingly, it's not Pentio Stalking that's drawn. Kinda. But that one was great. It's also because I wanted to draw something that felt in character about Pentium Stalking. Like the more like, like a raunchy approach and everything is something you don't like really see as much. And it's not a problem. Everyone has their interpretation of things and everything, but I don't see a ton of like art of Garbuild.
Yeah,
or
that
even
is true.
fucking like Brief or anything like that. So I really wanted to draw the two. But that one was really fun to draw. I have another one for Trigger stuff. I mean, yeah, it is your Trigger. Have you heard of Diebuster?
Yeah, I hope my friend isn't watching this right now, but there's this running gag I'm doing with him where he's been trying to get me to watch like Gunbuster and Diebuster for years now. And I'm just like, no, it doesn't look like something I would like. It looks shit. So I'm actually interested in watching it one day, but I gotta keep letting them know I'm not interested.
It's literally 6 episodes. Like the 2 series and tops is like 12 episodes, like for everything.
Yeah, I've heard.
But yeah,
it's, like,
I
really
did like
short.
find out for Diebuster, which is from a bit ago, but I still like it.
Yeah, no,
mostly because it has a semblance of set piece and background, which I never usually do.
Well, yeah, I would say I barely see you do a lot of background.
I'm not good at them, like pretty frankly. But it's a good segue into like I mean it's very apparent in a lot of my art. I tweak images and I modify them usually to make backgrounds. I do that a bit less nowadays, mostly for readability's sake and to not just pump out a formula and challenge myself a bit. Sometimes I do some backgrounds. But I especially relied a lot on, like glitchy effects, backgrounds I kind of just did homemade with either pictures I took or things I took from Google and modified until like beyond recognition. It helps him fill the space, and people kind of ended up liking it, so I used it a lot. Let me find a drawing that like has a pretty prominent like background I've made like that.
Also, I've also not have drawn a lot of trigger stuff as I should. I think I've done like one Simone drawing. Simone animation of
I did a Gurren Lagann drawing actually. You reminded me. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, let me see that as well.
Oh, you're gonna see it's well, it's quirky. Because you mentioned it and instantly laughed because that's what I fucking that was like a request from a friend.
Wait, she pulling on his drill.
Yeah, yeah. It's a prolapse joke.
Simone, no.
Yeah, that's that's mostly when I look back at stuff like that where I feel a little bit sad because my shit is not as funny as it used to be. That's very real. And I'll try my best to make it funny again. But like I will never be able to reproduce like shit like this, Like this is the special shit that happens once in a lifetime, that sort of fucking horseshit.
Damn,
like some of my friends
Reagan.
still bring up the fucking Reagan cock drawing.
Nah, that Reagan is solid as hell.
Yeah, it's yeah, I need to do more shit posts. I used to like be way more open to them, but I kind of just take things a bit too seriously sometimes and kind of forget to. There's another Yakuza drawing also while I'm at it. It's a Majima one. Here.
If you go back to shitposting, you'll definitely get that like feel back for your more looser style.
Yeah, I definitely want to try that type of stuff. That Yakuza drawing is definitely way more from the time where I was exaggerating stuff more. I kind of dig it. It fits Majima more.
See, like, God, I love the way it's just like how expressive it fucking is.
Yeah, it's well, I mean, it felt very important for someone like Majima. Like, if I made him look stoic, I would have kind of failed the assignment. So yeah, expression is something I wanna capture more. Again, not that I can't do it. I still believe some of my more recent drawings still have some expression in them. I think one of the best one I've done like that, I've seen it before, is the one I did from MK for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
It was a secret Santa, I think, where we showed drawing and everything, and it's a raffle. I didn't get to choose what I was gonna do for who, but it's fine. MK's I love them. They're a big friend of mine. Not in the fucking braggy sense. Like I love them a lot, and but they wanted me
MK Muffalo?
No, MK Bowling.
Oh, okay.
The Twitter porn artist, but they wanted me to draw like a girl from Fire Punch, which I have not fucking read anything about it, so I got like I got a friend to like talk to me about it and everything and like get the gist of it, and I'm happy about how that one turned out because it's a total like just outsider perspective from like what I thought the character was kind of like, and it made the laugh, so that mattered. But I like the expression of that one. I need to push more stuff like that.
Yeah, no,
it harkens back to like my older stuff more.
When you showed me that, when you were like breaking down the piece, I was like,
yeah, the layers.
That looks like the chick from Fire Punch. I think that's the director.
Yeah, that's her.
Cause she's a
that's
really.
Toga? I think that's her
character.
name.
What's her name?
Is it Toga? No, it's not. Fuck, what is it?
I don't know. I haven't read Fire Punch in like forever.
Yeah. But yeah. There's also the little Fire Punch guy the fucking in the camera. No, yeah, I knew I wouldn't be able to fucking like to reproduce Fujimoto style like that. I'm already not that good to fucking realism, and someone like that, like I said, such a grounded appeal. I know it would have just looked like shit if I just tried to ape it. So I'm like, I'm just gonna be as off model as I possibly can, while still being somewhat recognizable. And it was kind of fun to do.
No, like I need to see you do some Chainsaw Man shit. Have you done that?
Nah, I've never read Chainsaw Man.
What? Nah, okay, you gotta do a Chainsaw Man piece. That would be fucking baller.
If I drew someone, I'd probably draw the old guy with scars on his face. He looks pretty cool. I don't know his name.
What is his name? He is a cool ass character.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm talking about. It's like, yeah, that's pretty stoic.
I think the Katana Man you would kind of fuck with. He looks really cool.
That's possible.
What's another character? I don't know. Chainsaw Man got a lot of fucking characters, so.
No, yeah, I like Fujimoto's art in general. Anyways, have never read anything he's done. So I need to get to it.
I think you would like his like standalone pieces, because in between like Chainsaw Man and Fire Punch, he was working on what's that story called? Like Goodbye Eri, which is about like this kid making a film for like his mom, and what's the other one called? Look Back, about like this girl who is trying to become like a manga artist. His standalone pieces are like very, very good. I think you should probably read those first before reading any of his other stuff, just to get like a
That's fair.
sense of
To get like a taste of like his sense of writing and everything.
Yeah.
I gotta say, by the way, I love the 1 second. I love the Abba you drew because I'm looking back on the stream
Oh, I just give her old head.
and the little Mao and everything. Yeah, I like the way you sketch. I wish I knew how to sketch. That's pretty cool.
Let's swap. I'll give you my poor sketching skills. You give me your fucking crazy expressive style. Like,
You don't want my autism of like having to finish every drawing you do. Trust me, it's a curse. It's not a blessing.
yeah, I need that because my procrastination is fucking like godly.
Oh, well, I mean, it's not like I don't procrastinate. It's just that when I do a drawing, I'm like, I have to lock in or I die. Like, I just can't fucking leave a sketch as a sketch. I have very few drawings that just never pan out like that because it's just hard for me. I'm like, I could always add something to tweak it and everything. But yeah, I'll take your new word. I'll try to read that Fujimoto one shot. It sounds interesting.
Yeah, just know that he's a huge movie buff. If you don't know that already, like everything is.
Oh, I know about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess with that, look at that. We're approaching our time.
Oh yeah, the fucking runtime. Yeah. That fucking flew by. I was very scared about being too anxious or not doing shit, but went fine. Looking back on the stream, I drew practically fucking nothing, but you know, at least I fucking yapped non-stop, so it should be relatively entertaining if someone watches it. I especially hope I wasn't too loud. I fucking yell like an animal a lot, so...
No,
I hope I was fine.
In the beginning, they were saying like your audio was fine, so...
Okay. No, that's good.
But no, I don't mind the yapping at all. That's why you're on here. You gotta tell the folks what you're interested in, and like...
That's fair.
So yeah, I appreciate you coming on. It was a really good episode.
Thanks a lot. It was very nice.
Let's see. One last time, because I see my boy O'Shea, you're in here now too. Can you tell the people who you are and where they can find you?
Of course. I'm Maru. I go by Tintin Marmar on Twitter. And mostly on Twitter. I mean, I have a blue sky that's called Maru Core, and I have also a fucking a Newgrounds. I need to update that one again. But mostly, if you want to see more of my work, it's mostly on my Twitter. I guess it should be like maybe will be in the description or something like that. And yeah, I'm opening commissions very soon. So if you want like something drawn from me, that'll probably be possible. I should have pretty affordable prices because I'm broke anyways. And yeah, that's it. If you and if anyone in there wanna talk to me, my Discord is like linked on my Twitter, so don't hesitate. And again, thanks a lot for like having me on. It's the first podcast I ever do with anyone and everything. And you know, I'm very honored. I'm like considered like to be a guest in something. That's very touching.
Yeah, no, man, you're welcome back anytime. This was a really good episode. I enjoyed all your talks, especially your breakdowns and shit on like how you draw and shit.
Yeah,
good.
for sure.
But when this boy opens up commissions, you guys better go run to his Twitter or else, because he draws good shit. You've seen it here. So
Thanks a lot.
with that, we're
Maru's Refrain is a cool title, by the way. I'll just end up on that.
we're gonna leave it here, but we see you boys next time. I don't know who I'm having on next. I still have some people interested, but we don't have no dates yet. So until next time.
Yeah, try to get Da Vinci next time.
Yeah, we're gonna get Da
I'll
Vinci,
bump your fucking podcast a bit.
and we're gonna make fun of him. We're gonna get every guest who's ever been on here, and then we're all gonna make fun
Just
of Da
shit on the
Vinci.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your name, Da Vinci, dude? Who are you even? What do you think you are? Go ahead, Maru.
Hey, it's for the CH and just a C. Hey, you fucking suck.
Yeah, fuck this dude. Yeah, we're out of here. Fuck you, Da Vinci. Come on, Maru. Fuck you,
Yeah.
Da Vinci.
No, but yeah. Thanks a ton.
No problem. Good. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
My name is Deez. Deez what, sir?